Most people will go their entire life without understanding this, and that is exactly why they never become free. It doesn't matter how hard they work, how much money they make. If they don't understand this, they will always feel stuck. Welcome to Rich Mind, where we don't just talk about money, we talk about the truth behind it. There is something you were never taught, and that is how money actually works. You were taught to work, to follow, to obey, but never to question. And that's where everything begins.
The biggest mistake most people make is not visible. You can't see it on their face. You can't measure it in their bank account, and yet it controls everything. It's the way they think. Most people believe that more money will solve their problems. They believe that if they could just earn more, everything would fall into place. But that belief is exactly what keeps them stuck. Because money does not fix a broken mindset. It exposes it. If you don't know how to manage money, more money will not save you. It will overwhelm you. If you don't have discipline, more money will not free you. It will amplify your lack of control. If you don't understand value, more money will not build your future. It will disappear faster than you expect. That's why you see people who win the lottery and lose everything. That's why you see people earning high incomes, living paycheck to paycheck. Because income is not the same as intelligence. And without the right mindset, money becomes temporary. The real problem is not what you earn. It's what you do, what you repeat, and what you believe. Because your habits are quietly building your future every single day. And if those habits are wrong, no amount of money can fix them. So instead of asking, how can I earn more? Ask yourself, how am I thinking right now? Because that answer is shaping your entire life. If you're starting to realize this, type, I need to change my mindset.
This is the part most people try to avoid because it's uncomfortable. It's easier to blame the system, the economy, other people, or even luck. But if you really want to grow, you have to face the truth. You are where you are today because of your decisions. Not just one decision, but the small ones, the daily ones, the ones you don't even think about. Every time you spend without thinking, every time you delay discipline, every time you ignore your future, you are choosing your current reality. And yes, that can be hard to accept because it removes excuses, it removes comfort, but it also gives you power. Because if your decisions created your current life, then new decisions can create a different one. Most people stay stuck, not because they can't change, but because they don't take responsibility. They stay in a cycle of reaction, reacting to problems, reacting to stress, reacting to life. But growth does not come from reaction. It comes from intention, from awareness, from conscious decisions. The moment you stop blaming and start owning your choices is the moment everything begins to change. If you're ready to face that truth, type no more excuses. There is a moment in life that changes everything. It's not when you earn more money. It's not when you get a better job. It's not when things become easier. It's when you become aware, truly aware. Aware of your patterns, your habits, your reactions, your decisions. Because once you see clearly, you can no longer live blindly. You start noticing things you ignored before. You start questioning things you once accepted. You stop acting automatically, and you begin to act intentionally. And that is where transformation begins. Because now, you are not controlled by your habits. You are creating them. You are no longer reacting to life. You are designing it. That shift from unconscious living to conscious decision-making is the foundation of everything. That is where discipline is built. That is where clarity is formed. That is where real growth starts. And from that point forward, your life is no longer random. It becomes directed, purposeful, intentional. If you feel that shift happening inside you right now, type, "This is my turning point."
Now you stand at a choice. Not a dramatic one, not a visible one, but one that will define your future. You can continue living the same way, following the same habits, thinking the same thoughts, making the same decisions, and you already know where that leads. Well, you can change, not just what you do, but how you think, because everything begins there. Wealth is not just money. It's clarity, it's control, it's direction. It's the ability to make decisions that align with the life you truly want. And that ability starts in your mind. You don't become rich by accident. You become rich by design, by thinking differently, by acting intentionally, by building habits that support your future instead of destroying it. This is not about becoming perfect. It's about becoming aware. And once you are aware, you cannot go back. That's why this moment matters. Because right now, you are seeing something most people never see. And what you do next will define everything. If you are ready to build a new life, type, "I'm building a new life," and subscribe to Rich Mind. Because this is not just a channel. This is the beginning of a new way of thinking. Rich Mind. Wealth begins in your mind.